Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in this video, I'll be opening up this box. What's in here? A game? 2 games? 6 games? No, 2. There's 2 games in here. Let's open up 2 games. Let's get rolling. All right, so I'm ready to open up this box. There are 2 games in here. I'm going to split it into 2 videos. So you should already know what one of the games is because you clicked on this video, right? It was in the title. Let's see what we get today. Let's start there. All right, so the game that's the subject of this video is Undaunted 2200 Callisto. Very excited to finally get my hands on this. I pre-ordered it. And then in order to get free shipping, I also ordered something totally unrelated. This is Shamans. So Shamans will be in its own video. If you'd like to check that out, go ahead. This will probably come out 1 week after this one. But excited for this one too, but not today. Today we're looking at Undaunted. I have not played any games in the Undaunted series, but the theme really spoke to me on this one. I'm not much of a World War II buff or anything like that, but the reviews for all the Undaunted games are pretty spectacular. So I'm excited to have an opportunity to check out some of the systems, even though I know they've been reworked a bit for this game. Solo mode is obviously a plus for me, maybe for you too. I suspect that's possible if you're watching this channel, right? This game has got some weight. There we go. Very nice. So this game gives me a feel, for never having played it, of like a World War II game, but dressed in the settings of like the Dead Space universe, because I believe the 2 battling factions are the Corporation and the Workers. And the Workers, the Corporation has like these big cool mechs that are expensive but a little unwieldy, and then the Workers are more of a guerrilla force, and all of their weapons seem to me to be like work tools and things, plasma cutters and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty neat. Let's take a look. All right, so we've got like a nice Milky Way sort of picture here on the inside of the box. That's really cool. We've got our punch tokens, which are labeled. I always appreciate that. So board 1, side A, board 1, side B. Here's board 2, sides A and B. Looks like we've got some mechs here. And I haven't researched this game as extensively as some of the other ones before purchasing them. Like, I was pretty sold on this one quickly, so I haven't learned how to play yet. I haven't read the rule books, so couldn't tell you yet what all these different tokens do. But I do see this is really cool. I've never seen this before. So obviously a square, box, right? But the game board here has the corner cut out, so you can easily get it out of this box. That's really cool. And all right, that looks organized well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 game boards, and I'm confident they're all double-sided. So 8 maps, which is twice as many as I thought it was when I purchased the game initially. So that's really cool too. I thought it was 2 double-sided boards for 4 maps, but it's 4 double-sided boards for 8 maps. I'm not trying to brag. That's just, I can do math, right? What do we have in here before we take a look at the map? So we've got our dice, and it looks like there are D8s, D10s, where the 10 is a 10 instead of a 0, and some D12s. And again, if I remember correctly, this game, these scenarios use mechanisms of high ground versus low ground, and so there's like some standard die, and then if you've got the low ground, you roll a different one, and if you've got the high ground, you roll a different one. I guess you probably roll the D12s if you're on the high ground, so you can get higher numbers, and probably the D8s if you're on the low ground. We've got some little plastic standee holders and some plastic rings to go. Are there minis in this game? That's usually for like minis. A couple decks of cards here. Several decks of cards. 1, 2. Yeah, these have these paper wrappings on them that I just saw the other day in Endeavor Deep Sea. I know they're not brand new, but it's so much better, in my opinion, than like the full plastic wrap that you got to find the little thing and tear it around. I hate those things. And this is less wasteful anyway. No single-use plastic. They hold together just fine. They're all in good condition, it looks like. We've got a number of booklets here. So the Solo rule book. This is going to be my friend for a while. This is thick. There are a lot of illustrations, though. Oh, and it's got the scenarios in it as well. So it's not just all rules. This is like scenarios, too. 64 pages. Plus, that's pretty cool. In this back cover flap, double-sided quick reference. I'm sure that's handy. Yeah, and some of these, I said it's 64 pages, but some of these are just full-page illustrations, too. So I like that. I had a lot of digging to do into this. Oh, I just saw something about somebody, nail gunner. That's got to be one of the workers. Cool. All right, so Solo rulebook. And then this is the regular rulebook. This is really more the rules. The other one I think was a lot of the campaign. And so this is 23, 24 pages with the back cover. We got a quick reference there for 2 players. Rules for 4 players is just a 1-pager at the end. Because I believe you can play this 1-player, 2-player as 1v1, and 4-player as 2v2. There's no 3-player mode. So 1, 2, or 4. And then scenario book. This must be for the 2 or 4-player scenarios. So this one is, a lot of tables here. 27 pages, and then the back cover is blank. Several blank pages of tables, though. Set up scenario 8 scenarios in here, which I guess makes sense because there's 4 double-sided boards, right? And then some cutouts here for some of these punch-out minis, it looks like, or punch-out mechs. So I'll get to punching out in a second. I think we want to take a look at the maps, don't we? Let's take a look at some maps. So I don't know what order these are in, or if they're in any particular order, but let's take a look. So this would be upside down. And I guess that makes sense, but just as an effect of the way that it folds, all 4 corners are cut. I wonder if it's like coordinates along the sides. North, I wonder if that matters, how that matters. Some sort of information here. I don't know if this is reference info or if you interact with this or if this is setup info. These, blue and yellow must be the 2 factions and where you start. I'm guessing this up symbol means these are the high ground. Got little dots around them. I don't know the iconography at all. Like I said, I haven't looked at the rule books or anything. I'm just kind of learning it at the same time. Oh, that's upside down. Okay, so up is always up when you flip it. So that looks pretty nice. And I do understand that this is sort of a departure in the Undaunted system from previous games, because previous games used a bunch of tiles that you had set up for each scenario, which gives you probably more, you can do more scenarios with the same amount of pieces, but this is a much quicker setup each time you want to play. Oh, look at this. So blue is here and here, top and the bottom, and yellow is just here. That's kind of neat. All right, so I think it flips this way. Yes. All right. I don't really know what I'm looking at. Looks nice, though. Some of these have like this, crossed out symbol. I'm guessing like mechs cannot go into these places for some reason or another. This one up here, too, like a no mech zone. exceeds the weight limit or something. So let's see what we got here. These are pretty sizable, but definitely manageable. They don't take up the whole table or anything. And the artwork's very nice too. You know, the distance the camera is from the table, it's not capturing quite all the detail. It looks very, very nice. Some of these, the buildings are clearly illustrated, but they look great. But some of the terrain only spaces, I mean, they almost look photorealistic to me. As if taken from like a satellite or something. So they look good. Ooh, what is this? This is different. Maybe this is two different maps. One map here and one map here. I don't know if they're connected in some way or not. But this seems to me like it's a ship. And this seems like a porthole sort of window. And I can see the curve of a planet or moon out there. Perhaps Callisto. I think that would make sense. So I don't exactly know what's going on, but this is cool. That was unexpected. I like it. And here is the last one. Let's see. This one opens this way. That's neat. I wonder what that little blank hex spot is all about. But there's a big black spot here. It looks like you can go around a loop. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen that yet. I see escape pods. I'm interested in that. I got just a little bit of Nemesis vibes. Obviously very different games from the nothing I know about this one, but they're different. All right, cool. Well, those are the maps. I'm excited by that. And maybe now we take the cards back out. Let's take a look at the cards. We'll start with these yellow ones. There's 2 decks of those. Then what's here? Probably the blue. Yep. Take the little sleeve off. All right, nail gunners, squad leader, scanner, hewer, blaster. Artwork on these is really nice. The disruptor. I remember seeing that one in previews or something. That's some wild armament he's carrying there. A hauler crew, drill crew, interference. That's probably a bad thing. That seems like something that maybe clogs up your deck. Again, not knowing really how to play. That's my best guess. So we have supervisor, squad leader, scanner, hewer. So it's more of the same, I think. This hewer, this one makes me think Dead Space. That's where I got that from. Just this big buzzsaw. Blaster, squad leader. Ooh, survey tech. That's cool. That's definitely more of an Aliens vibe. Rippers, nail gunner, squad leader, survey tech. So it seems like a lot of duplicates with the other deck. I don't know how these are separated, but there we go. There's the 2 yellow decks. Let's pop them together. I won't shuffle them or mix them yet. So let's get this sleeve off. So that yellow deck very much felt like the workers, especially with the yellow evokes like a construction sort of safety color vibe. So the blue must be the corporation, and this, I mean, just this first picture, I get the impression of like the blue light of a monitor screen. Like this is the office people. So we've got gunner, commander, navigator. Yeah, these are professional military folks. Gunners, commander, navigator, gunner. These are both gunners. Oh, but their stats are a little different. Artwork's different. Commander, navigator. I'm seeing a lot of the same things. Navigator, gunner, commander, drone. That's cool. Cool looking drone. Interference. And this 4th deck. Whoopsie. Dealt one off the bottom. Captain, sergeant, corpsec. It's probably corporate security, I assume. Scout, merc. That guy looks pretty scary. Stalker. Don't want to be one of those. Sergeant, corpsec, scout. Merc. Also scary. Stalker, Navigator, Gunner. All right, cool. The artwork across these cards was awesome. I didn't even bother looking at the back. Are they all the same? Including the interference? Yeah, they're all the same, which makes sense. How's that compare to this deck? Is that just yellow? Yeah, so those are the two, symbols for the competing factions then, which I recognize from the punch-out tokens that I have not punched yet. So let's go there next. Let's take a look. Yeah, so these are the two symbols. The fronts and backs are different, but they're identical across the whole set. So this tells me you flip them to show activated or deactivated or something to that effect. And then I see that these tokens list the different characters, I guess, that I saw on these cards. I see Hewer, Disruptor, Blaster, Ripper, Corpsec, Merc, Scout, Stalker, Nail Gunner, Survey Tech. So I guess you keep the cards in your hand and probably put these on the map to move them around. And then what are these hexes? Comms, building, and pit traps. So, escape pods, bunkers, more comms. And these all say 8 with like a little blocker band on it. I don't know if that's some sort of defensive shield or something. For solo use only, V, M, Y, G, Z, and N. I think these are squad letters or something. These are like for promoting, I guess. This one is different front and back, like you flip it. Sort of like to see who goes first, for example. 1 and 2, civilians here. Prisoners on the back. That's an interesting dynamic. And then we have our, let's punch these out. Our drill and our hauler standees. And then these look like the mechs. There's the Hades, Centurion, Artemis, Vulcan, and Lissa. I don't know. Lyssa. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to say Lissa for now. And we might as well just... that whole thing came out. I wonder if you keep it? Probably not. I feel like you just keep the little tokens. I don't think you need this piece. That was unexpected, though. And without knowing what any of this is, let's just punch it all out real quick. Usually I like to fast forward this part, but there's really not that much to punch out, so it's not going to take me long. So I could just sort of see quickly how all this stuff might fit in the box. Let's call that good for a minute. So if I take these booklets back out, there is a little finger well here. Drill. And it's got, okay, that's great. So a little spot. I'll show you this. So this was a nice touch. So you make a little standee out of it, right? Like this. And there's enough space there that I don't have to take that piece back off again. So I assume there's enough for all the mechs. It seems like there are enough. So let's see, we've got an Artemis. Seems like it goes there. Hauler. The Centurion. This was great. Good idea on the box design here. So you don't have to assemble stuff every time you play, because that'd be a pain. Is that right? That one's a little snug. I didn't quite center this stand. Yep, that's better. What do we got? This one that I can't pronounce. Nope. Definitely that one. Flip it. There we go. They do have a top and bottom. They're asymmetrical. And the Hades. Okay. No rhyme or reason to which side is up. And I guess all the other stuff just goes in these two wells. And I don't really know how it makes sense to store it because I don't know how to play the game or anything about it. I could probably use this bag for something. I'll probably bag up these. All right, that's enough fumbling. I'll go ahead and do the fast forward and finish this up. So stick with me. All right, so here's what I've decided for now. So I left the cards in their wells. I filled this well up with blue pieces and this one with yellow pieces because that just sort of made sense to me. And then everything else went here in the middle, including this double-sided one here. I'll put that in the middle. Here's the dice, and then I realized this made sense. This I forget what this stood for. It wasn't damaged, but it was blocked, interfered, or something. I don't know. They fit on the bottom of these markers. Do they fit in the well? Oh, they fit in the wells that way too. Even better. So I might as well, for now, for storage purposes, just pop one of these on each, and then it doesn't take up space in this well. Probably means when I play my first game, I'll have to take all of these back off because I assume the pieces don't start, blocked or interfered or whatever the term was, damaged. But this is simple enough. That helps with storage. Okay, so let's get the maps back in here, but not before the booklets. So we got the rule book, solo rule book, scenario book. Those will go here. Yeah, the dice are pressing up just a little bit. So I probably do want some of these pieces to go in here or somewhere else later. This is not going to sit quite right, but that's okay. I'll figure that out on my own, on my time. And here's the maps. It's actually no big deal because there's still, even with my dice not, pressing up a little bit on the stuff on top of them, there's still room around the rim of this thing. So it's not going to have any lid lift. So let's put the lid back on. Here we go. This looks like it's really going to be a little bit to learn, having not played any Undaunted games before, but I am excited to learn it. I think this looks super cool. The art is awesome. I really like this thematically, that the sci-fi works for me. I hope this does well, and maybe they'll make more in this series separate, in like the Undaunted 2200 series. Maybe Callisto won't be the last game. Maybe we'll go to some other places as well, and that would be super cool. But, maybe I should play it first before making those sorts of statements. So anyway, this is Undaunted 2200 Callisto. If you want to see me play it, definitely subscribe to this channel because it will be on here. It might not be today or next week, but at some point I will get to it. I'll definitely get it on the channel because I'm pretty excited about it. So that's what I've got this time for Table for One. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, share it with somebody else if you think they would enjoy it, and leave some comments so I know what you think. That's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome week.